What if you could spend one day hiking to the rim of an active volcano and then explore verdant coffee plantations? This is not only possible in Tanzania, it is a fact of daily existence. Join me as we study interesting facts about Tanzania, whether you're planning your next trip or you're just inquisitive. We'll discover its glistening lakes, ancient cities, and boundless horizons. Interesting Tanzanian facts. Tanzania is East Africa's biggest country, covering an astounding 945,000 square kilometers. Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest mountain at 5,895 meters, is found there. The Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, sometimes referred to as the cradle of humankind, has produced fossils that are more than 2 million years old, giving vital information on the early history of humans. Swahili, the national language, unites the nation's more than 120 ethnic groups, creating a rich cultural tapestry. The Maasai people, who are famous for their colorful customs and cattle-herding culture, are one of its most recognizable groups. With about 40% of its territory set aside as national parks, reserves, and conservation areas, Tanzania has demonstrated an impressive commitment to conservation. This commitment saves endangered species, such as the Pemba flying fox and the red colobus monkey, which are unique to this area. Tanzania is one of Africa's top producers of tea and coffee, therefore its agricultural heritage is similarly important. In 1961, the country became independent of British colonial rule, ushering in a new chapter in its history. Tanzania's top destinations. Natron Lake. Stretching across an old volcanic environment, Lake Natron is a scarlet jewel on Tanzania's northern border. The microscopic algae that thrive in its very alkaline waters, where pH levels can hit 10.5, give it its distinctive blood-red color. It is one of the harshest places on Earth, with temperatures hitting 60 degrees Celsius. Despite these extremes, up to 2.2 million lesser flamingos congregate at Lake Natron, making it an important breeding site. The lake is surrounded by the active Ol Doinyo Lengai volcano, whose ash continues to affect the peculiar chemical of the lake. Town of stone centuries of African, Arab, Persian, Indian, and European influences can be seen in Stone Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the western side of Zanzibar that is a live museum of cultural fusion. Historic sites like the Old Fort and the House of Wonders, as well as buildings made of coral stone and carved wooden doors, line its winding passageways. National Park of the Serengeti. The Serengeti National Park spans about 15,000 square kilometers and is an endless sea of golden grasslands. It is well known for the Great Migration, in which more than 2 million gazelles, zebras, and wildebeest follow the rains in a loop. Along with unique geological features, like granite outcrops known as koppies, which provide predators with viewpoints, the park is home to sizable prides of lions. Island of Nemba. One of Africa's most breathtaking diving spots is Nemba Island, a secluded paradise in the shape of a teardrop off the northeastern coast of Zanzibar. The island is surrounded by coral reefs. Additionally, it serves as a breeding ground for bottlenose dolphins and a nesting spot for green sea turtles. The Madayuni Waterfall. Madayuni Waterfall, which plunges 80 meters into a refreshing green pool, is tucked away in the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. The Chaga people, who have been cultivating these volcanic slopes for generations, handle coffee crops along the way to the waterfall. The crater of Ngorongoro. The 20-kilometer-long and 600-meter-deep Ngorongoro Crater is the biggest complete volcanic caldera in the world. Often referred to as Africa's Garden of Eden, it is home to a wide range of animals, including one of Tanzania's few remaining populations of black rhinoceros. City of Tanga. Tanzania's marine past is mirrored at Tanga, an ancient port city. It is encircled by sisal farms, a holdover from German colonial rule, and Amboni Caves, the largest limestone cave system in East Africa. Tarangire National Park. Tanzania's greatest elephant population and old baobab trees may be found in Tarangire National Park, which offers a distinctive wilderness experience. During the dry season, the Tarangire River draws herds of wildlife, and the park's wetlands and grasslands are home to more than 550 different kinds of birds. Beach Kendwa. Kendwa Beach, which is located on the northern coast of Zanzibar, has gentle white sand and serene blue seas that are suitable for swimming throughout the day. A mystical sensation is formed at night when the waves frequently glitter with bioluminescent plankton. Mount Kilimanjaro and Moshi, located at the foot of Africa's highest peak, Mount Kilimanjaro, is the lively gateway town of Moshi. Coffee plantations are supported by the volcanic soils around Kilimanjaro, which has 5 different ecological zones running from the Arctic summit to the tropical rainforest. Salamu alaikum. Dar es Salaam, the biggest city in Tanzania, blends the past and present. From the well-known Askari Monument to the busy Kariakoo Market, the city displays a diverse range of customs and cultures. Manyara Lake. From groundwater forests to alkaline lake shores, Lake Manyara National Park is home to a range of ecosystems and is well known for its tree-climbing lions. The coast is lined with pink ribbons as flamingos flock to the lake. Beach at Nungwi. Nungwi Beach, located at the northern tip of Zanzibar, is well known for its coral reefs, traditional dhow building, and abundant marine life. Seaweed cultivation is still practiced by local women, keeping centuries-old customs. City of Arusha. Located at the foot of Mount Meru, Arusha is viewed as Tanzania's safari capital and is the entry point to several important national parks. The city's cultural variety is emphasized by its vibrant marketplaces and historical landmarks, like as the Tanzania Natural History Museum. The Zanzibar Islands. The Spice Islands, also known as the Zanzibar Archipelago, have a rich history. Zanzibar offers a fusion of natural beauty and cultural tradition, from coral reefs teeming with marine life to clove plantations. Ngorongoro. Ngorongoro is a peaceful city surrounded by sisal plantations and rich plains at the base of the Uluguru Mountains. It acts as Tanzania's agricultural core and a gateway to ecotourism activities. Now that we've examined Tanzania's remarkable treasures, from the high heights of Mount Kilimanjaro to the cultural richness of the Maasai people, it's your turn to decide. Which of these magnificent experiences would you dive into first? Remember to subscribe for more global trips if Tanzania's treasures have sparked your interest. I'll see you in the next movie, and until then, Asante Sana, thank you in Swahili. What if you could spend a day hiking to the rim of an active volcano and then explore verdant coffee plantations? This isn't just possible in Tanzania. It's commonplace. Stay with me whether you're thinking about your next trip or you're just interested in this East African gem. Before exploring Tanzania's mirror-like lakes, old cities, and boundless horizons, we'll look at some interesting facts about the country. Interesting Tanzanian facts. At 945,000 square kilometers, Tanzania is the biggest country in East Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain at 5,895 meters above sea level, is found there. The Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, sometimes referred to as the cradle of humankind, has produced fossils that are more than 2 million years old, giving vital information about the early history of humans. Swahili, the national language, unites the nation's more than 120 ethnic groups, making a rich cultural mosaic. The Maasai people, famous for their colorful customs and cattle-herding culture, are among its most recognizable groups. With 40% of its territory set aside as national parks, reserves, and conservation areas, Tanzania has demonstrated an impressive commitment to conservation. This commitment aids in the preservation of rare species, such as the Pemba flying fox and the red colobus monkey, which are specifically found in this area. Tanzania is one of Africa's top producers of tea and coffee, therefore its agricultural heritage is similarly important. Tanzania began a new chapter in its history in 1961 when it won its freedom from British colonial rule. Tanzania's top destinations. Natron Lake. Stretching across an ancient volcanic landscape, Lake Natron is a crimson jewel on Tanzania's northern border. Microscopic algae thrive in the lake's extremely alkaline waters, which have a pH of 10.5, giving it its vivid blood red hue. It is one of the harshest places on Earth, with temperatures hitting up to 60 degrees Celsius. Up to 2.2 million lesser flamingos gather here to feed on the spirulina algae that gives the lake its color, making it an important breeding location for these birds despite its harsh surroundings. The ash from the nearby active volcano El Doño Lingay continues to affect the nature of the lake. Town of Stone. Located on Zanzibar's western shore, Stone Town is a live museum of ethnic mixing. For ages, it has been a meeting point of African, Arab, Persian, Indian, and European societies. Its convoluted lanes are lined with finely carved wooden doors, each a tribute to the riches and rank of its previous owners. Highlights include the House of Wonders, previously the highest building in Zanzibar, and the Old Fort, built by Omani Arabs in the 17th century. Today, Stone Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. National Park of the Serengeti, an endless sea of golden grasslands. The Serengeti stretches over 15,000 square kilometers in northern Tanzania. Its name comes from the Maasai word Serengeti, meaning endless plains. The park holds the Great Migration, where nearly 2 million wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles trek in search of fresh grazing. The Serengeti is also home to extraordinarily big lion prides, some reaching 30 members. Unique granite outcrops called koppies that the landscape, offering lookout points for predators and shelter for smaller creatures. The crater of Ngorongoro. The Ngorongoro Crater is the world's biggest intact volcanic caldera, spanning 20 kilometers across and plunging 600 meters deep. Known as Africa's Garden of Eden, this natural amphitheater supports around 25,000 large animals, including one of Tanzania's last groups of black rhinos. The crater's varied habitats, grasslands, swamps, and forests, are encircled by steep walls, creating a unique ecosystem that supports both wildlife and the traditional grazing practices of the Maasai people. The Matayuni Waterfall. Nestled in the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, Matayuni Waterfall plunges 80 meters into an emerald pool. The Chaga people, who have been cultivating these volcanic hills for generations, live nearby. Coffee plantations, where local farmers continue to process their beans using traditional methods, are crossed during the hike to the waterfall. Island of Nemba. Off the northeastern coast of Zanzibar, Nemba Island is a private haven encircled by an oval coral reef system that is home to more than 600 different kinds of fish. Additionally, it serves as a breeding ground for bottlenose dolphins and a nesting site for green sea turtles. The island is one of Africa's most breathtaking diving spots because of its pristine beaches and glistening waters. City of Tanga. Tanga is a historic port city with a strong maritime heritage. The Amboni Caves, the largest limestone cave system in East Africa, are found just outside the city. As a result of German colonialism, sisal farms at the area around Tanga. Beach Kendwa. Kendwa Beach, which lies on the northern coast of Zanzibar, is well known for its immaculate coral sands and stunning sunsets. Kendwa is the best place to swim at any time of year because, unlike other Zanzibar beaches, its waters are not greatly impacted by tidal fluctuations. Kilimanjaro Mountain. Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest peak, is 5,895 meters above sea level. 5 different ecological zones, ranging from alpine deserts to tropical jungles, can be found on its slopes. Moshi, Tanzania's coffee capital and a bustling town, is located at its base. From the towering heights of Mount Kilimanjaro to the cultural richness of the Maasai people, Tanzania offers a wealth of adventures. Whether you're drawn to its old volcanic landscapes, vibrant coastal towns, or world-class wildlife, this East African treasure has something for everyone. What will you explore first?